Oh, hey guys, sorry, I was just checking the newest trend on online. It's fidget spinners. Have you tried fidget spinners?
No, aren't those for like retards?
You're calling me a retard?
Well,
It's
you
not.
got one?
Yeah, I didn't bring it with me, but I want to get another one. The reason I'm mentioning this trend is because there's a trend in the industry, and that trend is remakes. Very much like any other trend before, whether it be 3D or CinemaScope, remakes are a trend in Hollywood. The common thought is that most remakes are shit, and yeah, you're not wrong. Most remakes aren't very good. But there are a lot of remakes out there that are pretty good. For number five, I have a film that was released in the 1970s, and it was a remake of a film in the 1950s. The original film is called Wages of Fear. The remake is known as Sorcerer, directed by William Friedkin from The Exorcist. Both films tell the same story. The story is a group of people are stuck in South America, and they have little to no money, and they take a job transporting C4 from one area to another in a very tough terrain. C4, I'm sorry, not C4, it's nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin is very difficult to transport, it has to be transported in very secure methods, and the methods that they have are not the best. William Friedkin's version, in my opinion, is a really good remake. It uses everything from the original and creates more tension, and sadly, it's not recognized a lot. Perhaps most likely because of the title. I mean, there is no sorcery in this film. I have no clue why the director chose that title. Number four is a movie that a lot of people now like a lot. And maybe some people liked it when it initially came out. I was a little against it when it first came out, but upon rewatching, I have to admit that this is a remake that many people either forgot or didn't go to the theater to watch, and that movie is Dread. The original version, which was starred Stallone in the 1995, was a pretty bad movie. I still watch it every now and then for its unintentional humor, more than anything to see Stallone say, "I am the law." Mostly for that, and to see Rob Schneider in that film. I have no clue why they casted him. But the remake stars Carl Urban, and you never see Carl Urban without the mask, which I like. The biggest complaint is that the movie is a direct sort of ripoff of The Raid. It isn't. And the comparison it gets is because the whole film takes place in one building, and he's going from point A to point B up the stairs, killing all these criminals until he gets to the big drug lord. That is the main comparison, but they're very different films. It's a really good movie. I think the film was poorly advertised. The advertisement for that film was mostly the 3D effects and not so much the story and the character. It's a great interpretation. A lot of people who are fans of the comics really enjoy this version of Dread. For number three is a film that, yes, this movie has been imitated. It has been considered perhaps a bit of an overrated film, and I have even said it at one point it's an overrated film, but one can't deny that this is a really good remake, and that is Brian De Palma's Scarface. The original Scarface, which came out in the 1930s, was a modest film that that a lot of people may have seen who are fans of crime films. But the remake stands out as an achievement in the sense that not many people even know that it's a remake. That's something. When someone doesn't even know that that movie is a remake, that's how much better, in a sense, it is from the original film. That's not to detract that the original film is bad. It's actually a pretty good movie. But the remake does something that all remakes should do. It separates itself from the original source. It takes place in two different cities. While the characters have some similarities, they're drastically different. They come from different backgrounds. That's what you should do with a remake. Always use some of the things from the original, but create it your own. Do not do a scene by scene remake like Psycho. Number two is a movie that I've mentioned before in another list, which was the Jeff Goldblum list, and that movie is The Fly, released in 1986. This is a great remake. Again, like Scarface, this remake is very different from the original. While both films deal with the topic of an insect, the way they choose to explain the transformations are very different. In the original Fly, the character, his head morphs from one head to another. The human form has a fly head, and the fly has a human head. Whereas the David Cronenberg remake, it is a metamorphosis. He's slowly transforming, like a disease, into a housefly, a 190-pound housefly. The film has some of the greatest practical effects and makeup effects. It still stands out today as one of the best remakes. Again, very much like Scarface, a lot of people don't know that it's a remake of a 1958 film. And for number one, originally I was going to put The Fly as number one, but I'm going to choose another film. Because again, just like The Fly, not many people know this film is a remake. And that is Martin Scorsese's The Departed. The Departed is a great movie, a great crime film, and no one other than Martin Scorsese could have brought this film to life. This movie is a remake of an Asian film called Infernal Affairs, which is a trilogy. It has 3 films. I have not seen the sequels, but I have seen the original film. And comparing these 2 films is, again, it's like kind of comparing like orange and apples. While both films follow the same story, the technique and style are drastically different. And Scorsese, like De Palma and like Cronenberg, used the basis out of that story to improve and make something different. You're not seeing a scene-by-scene remake. You're rather seeing a translation of the other film for an American audience, and just in itself an innovative way of filmmaking. Anyway, these were the top 5 remakes. If you let me know in the comments down below which are some of your favorite remakes. Is there one that stands out more than any other remake? Is there one that I didn't mention on this list that I should have mentioned? Anyway, guys, I'm Vest Guy, and this is Vest Top 5. And I'm still waiting, and I'll be waiting for the rest of my life for a Jury Duty remake. It's not going to happen, but I'm still going to be waiting for it. So anyway, until next time, guys.